My name is Quishar, and I go by Shar, and I am the CEO of Quishar Detroit Publishing. And I am so glad that you tuned in tonight. If you are not on live with me, if you catch the replay, please type in the comment section replay. I am so excited again to be here with you tonight. Before we get started today, we're going to talk about 8 ways to promote your book. So, these are some promotion tips for the new self published author. So, before we get into the 8 ways, I want to first make a few announcements. Tomorrow, I'll be going live on Facebook on my Quishar Detroit Publishing page on Facebook. You can just find me at www.facebook.com/Q like Quishar, D like Detroit Publishing, QD Publishing, and that you'll find the page. At 5 p.m., we'll be going live with Adrienne R. Long of 80s Gifted Hands. And we'll be talking about her interactive journals. She's launching those this week, and we'll be talking to her. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be talking to author Tamala C. Todd. She's a mental health advocate and also the author of 2 books. One is in reference to mental health, and the other book is Self-Care for the Entrepreneur. So we'll be talking to her live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the actual Facebook, not Facebook, but Instagram Live. So the first interview is at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. on Facebook. And the second one is at 7 p.m. on Instagram Live, on the QDP Instagram Live page. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk to you about 8 ways to promote your book. So now that you've written your book, you've had your book professionally edited, what's next? The next thing is that you need to promote your book. Now, actually, you need to start promoting your book before your book is completed. As soon as you put pen to paper, you need to start promoting your book. Because how else would someone know that you wrote a book? Just because you write a book and at the end of writing the book, you're saying, hello, I wrote a book. No one will know about your book unless you're talking about your book to your ideal reader. When you're writing your book, throughout that process, you need to be dropping subtle hints and dropping posts and talking about your book as you go along the journey. When I was writing my book, Skyrocket Your Success, here's my book here. When I was writing my book, Skyrocket Your Success, throughout the entire journey, I had relationship with my ideal reader. I would come on, and the first thing I did to get my readers involved was to do a survey. I did a survey and I asked, what is your definition of success? What are the stumbling blocks when it comes to achieving success in life? What are the reasons why you're having challenges finding success? I asked those questions to my target audience, and they answered the questions. And throughout the journey, I was, keeping my audience informed of what's going on, how many surveys I needed. And once I completed the surveys, I was able to complete my book. So get your ideal reader involved. Ask them questions. Help them, have them help you pick out the book cover. Keep them involved throughout your journey so they'll be anticipating your book. So the first idea to promote your book is to go live and talk about your book. Talk about what your book offers. Hey, Lawanda, thanks so much for joining. Talk about what your book offers to your target reader. What will they achieve as a result of reading your book? So the first thing is to go live and talk about your book. The second way to promote your book is to read an excerpt from your book and ask questions and engage your target reader. Thanks so much for joining. So the first way to promote your book is to go live and talk about your book. Explain why you wrote your book. The second reason is to read an excerpt from your book and ask questions and get your ideal readers involved in the process. Dorisa, thanks so much for joining. Hey, we're here to support our publishing sister. Thank you so much. Okay, the third thing is to create a video series. Now, I love creating video series. I've created a lot of video series with my book, Skyrocket Your Success. One of the video series that I created was this one was was a fun video series. I got this idea actually from, hey Jamie, thanks for joining, from LaShonda Hoffman, which is she's a promotion guru. She said to create videos about your chapters, or no, this is what she said: create videos why someone should read your book. So I did a video series, 10 reasons why you should read Skyrocket Your Success. And each day I came on and I gave you a reason why you should read Skyrocket Your Success. Another video series that I did was 5 deficiencies that delay your success in life. And let me look at the book. I've done quite a few video series about this book. The 7 Keys to Success. Yeah, I did a series on that. So I've done about 5 or 6 video series from this book. The next thing is to be a guest on a podcast. So everybody has a podcast now. I created a podcast for my book. That's another way to promote your book as well. Skyrocket Your Success podcast, where I highlight professionals that are leveling up in their personal lives and professional lives. So create a podcast for your book. And in each podcast, my goal is to go over one of the 10 keys. So my book is entitled Skyrocket Your Success, 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. And each episode of the Skyrocket Your Success podcast, I talk about the 10 keys to refocus, reposition, and reclaim your purpose. So like, for instance, the first key is to pray and ask God to identify your purpose in life. If you're lacking your purpose, if you don't know your purpose, the first key is to pray and ask God to identify what your purpose is in life. And for instance, the second key is to share. You cannot share your dream with everyone, because everyone is not ready for what you're going to do. Okay? And I'll just share another key since we're talking about this. Another key is to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, why would someone else invest into yourself? So those different keys, I use those as guides when I have guests on my podcast, and we kind of incorporate those into whatever, the topic is for the day. Okay, so the next way to promote your book is to have an event. Like if you are having a signature event for your book, or if you're doing a book fair, take photos. Take photos of you interacting with readers. Take photos when someone is purchasing a book. And when someone does purchase a book, ask them to take a photo with you. And you can basically drip photos. Like if you take 10 photos, you have a picture for 10 days. And when you post the photos, you can do it as you can post a photo as a post on your IG stories. You can post it on Instagram. I'm sorry, not Instagram. You can post it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And then you can write a description of that photo. Or you could just post it in your stories, whichever you want to do. And the people are going to say, all these people are reading Skyrocket Your Success. Maybe I want to read Skyrocket Your Success. So that's another thing. Take photos at events. Okay, number 6, write a blog article about some of the themes that are in your book. Write a blog article and then invite them to purchase your book. So what you're doing is, first of all, you're doing 2 things. Number 1, you're providing value by creating a blog article, and you're relating your article to your book. And if they want to learn more, you can say to learn more and have the link for your book. You don't have to actually say buy my book, but you can say start reading here or learn more here, and have a link to your book in your blog. And you can also do a virtual book tour where you introduce your book virtually. Since COVID-19 has come into place, we cannot go to a lot of places that are outside of our actual local area, and we can't even really go to places outside of our local area. So virtual events are great events that you can promote your book as well. Okay, so I think I did number 7. Number 8. So when you're posting on social media, if you happen to have a post that's getting a lot of interaction or engagement, what you can do is boost the post. Boost the post, and you can set a budget, however much you want to spend. Boost the post and invite them in the post to purchase your book or to join your email list. So those are so many ways that you can promote your book. Again, let's go over those ways again. Number one, go live, talk about your book, invite your readers to purchase your book. Number two, read an excerpt from your book and ask questions and engage your target readers about your book. Number three, create a video series regarding your book. You can create a video series, 10 reasons to read my book, or 5 ways to do this, or 7 ways to do that. So a lot of times if you put numbers in it, will give it a quantitative feature, and people will like, let me kind of see what's going on there with these numbers, okay? Because the numbers sometimes get somebody's attention. The next thing is to be a guest on a podcast and then share information about your book. Find podcasts. You can even Google podcasts, or even look at, search your friends on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. Search for people who have podcasts. You can even Google podcasts that talk about, for instance, my book is basically talking about removing emotional stumbling blocks to success. So you can Google whatever you want to know, such and such podcast, and then contact them and see if you can be a guest on their podcast. Another thing, the fifth thing, create your own podcast and highlight your book and highlight other authors' books that are kind of relating to your topics, or just have guests on to come in and talk about topics that relate to your book. Number 6, take a picture at events where you're interacting with readers and people that are purchasing your book. Take pictures and then drip those pictures throughout the week or the next 2 weeks. So that you are creating social proof that people are actually getting your book, people are actually enjoying reading your book. And also post reviews. If someone read your book and they enjoyed your book, post a picture of them holding your book and include the review. Number 6, write a blog article and talk about the themes that are in your book. Number 7, boost a popular post about either is a post or a video, regarding a topic in your book. So I hope these were helpful to you today. Sovereign Noor, thanks so much for joining again. Dorisa, thanks for joining. Jamie, thanks for joining. And Ralph McCormick, thanks for joining. So I'm going to repeat what we talked about today. We are talking about different ways to promote your book. If you're a new author and you wrote your book and you haven't really thought about ways to promote your book, I gave you a few ideas to promote your book so that you can engage your target readers and give them some ways to interact with you. Oh, great. I'm glad that was helpful. So again, I'll go over the ways. Number 1, go live and talk about your book. Like I just did a few minutes ago. The focus of this live is not my book, but I kind of threw some things in there. So my book, again, is entitled Skyrocket Your Success, 10 Keys to Refocus, Reposition, and Reclaim Your Purpose. And in the book, I have those 10 keys. So each week when I have a podcast, I will focus on one of those 10 keys, and the guests will have a topic in their book that's related to one of the 10 keys, or maybe their career is related to one of those 10 keys. But I'm kind of tie it in. Another way is to create a video series. You can actually create a video series with each title of your chapter and talk about it for 1 minute, because with Instagram you can do a 1-minute video. By doing a 1-minute video, you can gain some kind of interest in your book. Also, another way to gain interest with your book and promotion is to do a masterclass. I've done quite a few Instagram masterclasses on my books. I really focus on procrastination because that was a really big stumbling block from my study that I did with Skyrocket Your Success. 43% of people said that they had problems procrastinating. So I created a procrastination masterclass. And also, when I created the masterclass, I also had my book for sale. And the purchase of my book caused me to be a top 10 bestseller on Amazon. So a part of the masterclass, I encouraged people to purchase the book, and as they purchased the book, we would go through the book, and there's a little workbook at the end of the book, and we went over the questions regarding the book. So get them involved, create a masterclass or a worksheet about your book, and go live and talk about it and get interaction from your target readers. Another thing we talked about is to be a guest on a podcast that has the same subject matter as your book, or even create a podcast. I created the Skyrocket Your Success podcast to mirror my book so that I could talk about, expand the topics in my book and talk about people that are dealing with the same things that I talk about in my book. Another thing is to go to events like book fairs. If you have a speaking engagement, if you're doing a workshop, or if you're on a panel, do those events. And at those events, see if you can bring your books and sell your books there. And then also, when you are a speaker, use your book as leverage. Ask them to purchase a copy of your book with, in your contract, in your speaker's contract. So there are so many ways that you can promote your book. Again, another way to promote your book is to write a blog article about your book. Do a blog tour. You can find other bloggers that are writing about similar topics that you are writing about. Talk to them, see if you can be a guest blogger. And then after you write your blog, invite people to read your book. Ask your readers to write a review. Post reviews from your readers. And the last one is to boost a popular post from your book. If you have a post that's getting a lot of engagement, you can boost the post and pay. You can create your budget, however much you want to spend on advertising. Create a budget. And boost the post so that you'll get more attention, and then you can ask people to read your book, because it'll ask you, what do you want people to do when you boost your post? You want them to purchase your book. Put the link to your book in there. So those are some ways that you can promote your book. I hope this was very helpful, and thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions or any topics that you want me to cover on a live, I go live on Wednesday nights, somewhere in between 9 o'clock or 9:30. Today I was a little bit late, 9:45. But typically Wednesday night will be the night that I go live. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a direct message with your questions, and that'll give me some topics to talk about. If there's something that you are having struggles with, if you want to have a writing session or an outline session, please send me a direct message. I'll be more than happy to meet with you via Zoom, and we can go over your book title, your target readers, kind of break it down, do the outline for your book, and start you on a writing plan so you can complete your book. And also, if you're in the process of publishing your book and you need help to publish your book, please contact me for that as well. So again, my name is Quishar, and I am the CEO of Quishar Detroit Publishing, and my goal is to help new authors self-publish their books. So again, thanks again for tuning in. If you are watching the replay, please type in replay and tell me where you're tuning in from. I'll be so glad to greet you. And if you have any questions, send me a direct message, and have any ideas for topics for future lives, please send me a direct message, and then I can talk about whatever you want to talk about on the next live. Okay, are there any questions? Gonna stay on a while, a little while longer rather. Tomorrow again, I'll be going live twice. I'll go live once on Facebook at the Quishar Detroit Publishing page, QD Publishing on Facebook at 5:30 with Adrienne R. Long of 80s Gifted Hands, and we'll be talking about her interactive journals and her redirection for her company. And at 7 p.m. here on Instagram Live, I'll be talking to Tamla C. Todd. And she's got 2 books, Emotions of the Mind, and the second book is Self-Care for the Entrepreneur. We'll be talking about how COVID has affected us mentally, and ways to kind of overcome some stumbling blocks, mentally, that we may suffer from day to day. So we'll have a good interview. We'll have 2 interviews tomorrow. Again, one at 5:30 p.m. on Facebook at the QD Publishing page, Q like Quishar, D like Detroit Publishing page at 5:30, and at 7 p.m. on Instagram Live. So I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, again, send me a direct message. I'll be more than happy to speak with you. All right, if there are no questions, I am okay. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You said you're trying to get motivated to write during this pandemic, Dorisa. Yeah, I can understand that, because there's so many, sad things that are happening, but many of us have extra time, so that if you can even start with 15 minutes a day, try to stay focused, and even schedule time in your cell phone, 15 minutes a day, just to get started, and do that for 21 days, because that will solidify a habit if you do it for 21 days in a row. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, correct. Thank you so much. Yep. So it'll be Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Instagram Live, and 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook at the QD Publishing page. I'm going to put the link there on Facebook, www.qd. Oh, Facebook. So I thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I almost felt like I wasn't going to come on, but I said no. I committed to coming on. You know what? I'll put the link in my bio. Yep, I'll put the link in my bio. Yep, I'll put the link in my bio after the live. Yep. So yeah, so I guess that is about it for me. I just wanted to come on today. I was trying to think of something to talk about, and I was like, why not talk about promotion for your book? Because so many people take the time to write a book, but then at the end, it's like, I wrote the book, and then what's next? You need to promote your book. And a very important thing is, as soon as you put pen to paper, start promoting your book. Even if you're just going on, for doing a 60-minute video, just talking about concepts of your book. Do a video about why you are writing the book. What was your inspiration? Who is your book geared to? Whoever your target market is. Talk about that in a video. And then ask people what they want to learn about your topic. Keep your ideal customer involved in the process. Have them help you pick out a book cover page. Have them involved in the process, so they'll feel like they're involved in the process. Sometimes if it's somebody in your target audience, maybe you want them to read your book. Maybe you want them to be a beta reader. But keep your target audience involved so they feel like they're a part of the book. And once that book comes out, they're excited. They're going to help you promote because they're so excited. They've been on the journey with you. They felt like they've been a part of your book journey, in which they have. So yeah, keep them involved. Keep asking them questions. What do you think about that? And that's one thing that I did do with this book, Skyrocket Your Success. I asked questions, and I had that survey. That survey really helped me. And then one thing that I did to promote it was, after I received all the surveys that I wanted to do 100 surveys, but I got so many other people. I think I ended up getting 155. I did a drawing, a $50 gift card drawing for those who completed the survey. And so that helped to build momentum. And then I would do a countdown. 50 more people need it. Tag your friend, tell your friends. A contest always gets people involved. So think about different creative ways to get people involved in your process. Thank you. Silverine Nor, what is your name? I don't know your first name. I want to be able to address you by your first name. So, yeah, today is Wednesday, and Thursday and then Friday we'll be back to the weekend again. Kamisha, CEO and founder. Okay. Yes, Kamisha. Yep, I watch your videos as well. Yeah, I watch your videos every now and then when I can catch them. Nice to meet you, and we'll be in touch. So I enjoy your videos as well. So I hope you both have a great evening. Again, if you want to connect with me, you can send me a direct message. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to speak with you. And that's going to be about it for the evening. All right, Kamisha, thanks so much for joining me. Derisa, thanks for joining me again. Just looking through to see if there are any questions. Jamie, thanks for joining. LaWanda, thanks for joining. Okay, and I had one other person, Ralph. He joined as well. All right. Well, thanks again for spending 15 to 20 minutes with me. I appreciate it. You both have a great evening. Talk to you soon.